Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And yo, we back. We back, man. We are back. But before we even get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So I know some of y'all like, I knew Charles wasn't going to be able to stay away. He said he'd be back on the 18th, but here he is again on the 16th. I knew that, brother, because first of all, that's a compliment. That's a compliment because you're saying that Son is dedicated. Son is willing to cut his vacation short. Son is willing to interrupt his vacation to create content. That to me, that's a huge play. It shows that I'm ready to work hard, right? But people have just been hitting us up, man. Did you hear what this guy said? Did you hear what that guy said? Where's Dreamer Pro? I woke up this morning, looked at one of the comments, and somebody literally wrote, one of our subscribers, "Where are you?" And I was like, nah, we got to come back. We got to come back. But during our absence, man, I've been having a great time on my holidays. But I've been following a lot of the stuff that's been going on. But yesterday, something happened that caught me off guard. Apparently, Stephen A. Smith did a guest appearance on Gil's Arena. Now, you guys know that Stephen A. Smith had already been on that arena, on that show with the other guys, McCann, Martin, and all of these guys. So I was surprised to see him pop up again. So when I clicked on the video, it was him, Brandon Jennings, Gilbert Arenas, and I think that was it, and the moderator, right? So I was like, okay, this seems like an impromptu thing, something that just popped up, and y'all know Gil has been going through some stuff over there. I haven't spoken to Gil since then, and I don't want to be chatting about that kind of stuff on the internet because I think that's a very serious situation. But anyway, so Stephen A. Smith was there, and it was a very, very, very long segment. He discussed a lot of things. Kobe Bryant and and LeBron compared to Michael Jordan. Should LeBron be upset with the Lakers? What is his expectations for the Lakers this season? How does he view the current NBA? All of these different stuff. But they got to the part where they asked him about the infamous altercation or confrontation, however you want to describe it, between himself and LeBron last season at that Lakers game, I think at the end of the third quarter. We all spoke about it. It was a viral moment. And Stephen A. Smith had already gone on afterwards and responded to that. So I was a bit surprised that they brought it up again, to be quite honest with you. But they brought it up again, and Stephen A. Smith essentially revealed that he will never, ever speak to LeBron James in life after their confrontation. So for those of you who didn't hear what he had to say, I want to play his comments for you now. They want to come back and react to what Stephen A. Smith had to say. Take a listen to him here.
So when you were in the arena earlier this year, talked about a situation with you and Bron in regard to some comments you made about him and Bronny.
Yep.
You spoke at length about it.
Yep.
Bron went on Pat McAfee's show, also addressed the situation. But I got to know now, as it stands, what's the situation with you and LeBron, and what's the relationship like?
There's no situation. There's no relationship. He doesn't like me, and I don't like him.
Still, can we mediate? Can we increase the?
There's nobody that can mediate.
Okay.
It's okay. I would tell you that what I won't do is spend time the one thing that I would like to say is that I don't talk about him unless I'm asked. Now, some people say, well, why are you talking about him? Because I was asked. And this is what I do for a living. So how the hell am I going to get away with saying no comment? That doesn't work coming from Stephen A. It might work coming from somebody else. That doesn't work coming from me. But I have no desire to talk about him at all. He is, in my mind, the second greatest player in the history of basketball, who is a 4-time champion, a 4-time league MVP, has been an incredible ambassador for the game of basketball. His respect has been earned, not given, and nobody can deny that. But that's the basketball player, not the man. And all I would say is people don't know the things that have happened behind the scenes, things that have been said, who they've been said to, the kind of things that have been engaged in an effort to hurt me, along with contemporaries and others. There's a lot of I know that I don't say. And there's a reason that I feel the way that I do. And the last straw was him approaching me and turning the Bronny thing into something about me attacking somebody's family when it was him I was talking about, not Bronny. And then to go on the Pat McAfee show, which comes directly on after my show, on the channel that I work on to insult me. Now, people could get into all kind of components that come with it and all of that other stuff. I have nothing to say. I'm a professional. I represent ESPN. I now represent SiriusXM. But most importantly, I represent myself. And I'm never going to denigrate any employer, any partner, or myself by getting into anything excessively, unnecessarily when it comes to him or anybody else. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to cover the game of basketball. But if I never, ever speak to him again in life, that will be okay. And I'm good with it. And that doesn't, and I want to say, I'm not encouraging anybody else to feel that way about him. His peeps, you know, other people that have a relationship with him, players, executives, coaches, all that stuff, this is me and him. I don't want to influence anybody else's opinion about him. But if we never speak again in life, me and him, I am perfectly fine with that. But I'm man enough where if he ever wanted to speak to me, I would. But it wouldn't be the most pleasant conversation, at least initially. And that's just where I stand with it, meaning no disrespect. But there's a lot of things that have happened that he don't know I know. And that was the final straw. So that's where I'm at with it. People could take whatever they want to or whatever, but I'm not playing. I'm dead serious. You know, it was a lot has happened, and those 2 moments was the last straw. And that's where I'm at.
Excellent. So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. What are my thoughts about this? You know what this Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James situation reminds me of? It reminds me of two grimy dudes that ran into each other. Because I view Stephen A. Smith as a grimy ass, you know what, and I view LeBron James the same way. And this is what happens when you have 2 grimy dudes. They just intersect with one another. A whole bunch of nonsense occurs, right? LeBron approaches Stephen A. Smith at a basketball game in front of all of those people, knowing damn well Stephen A. Smith cannot do anything about it, knowing damn well you're going to make a spectacle out of that stuff. And he responds, and he goes out there and does that. Right? Then a few weeks later, Kevin Gates, he was sitting front row, chest out and everything. He act like he ain't even see him. And he said worse. Right? So that's the sucker stuff I be talking about. He then goes on a Pat McAfee show to troll Stephen A. Smith, and then, you know, which Stephen A. Smith alluded to. So you got that aspect of it. Then you got Stephen A. Smith, who be sneak dissing people. He will say a bunch of nice things about you and then start trashing you. Right? He'll say, I love you, this and this and this, and then tell you why you ain't all of this and all of that. Then he'll be like, I can never stand LeBron and blah, 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 I'm never talking to him. But if he wants to talk, I'm like, this is what happens when these 2 type of individuals run into one another. You get this. Now, I wish he would have elaborated on all of this sucker stuff that LeBron did in the background that he was referring to. I wish he would have told some of us that, so we would understand just how deep their beef goes. Right? But what can you expect from these 2 guys? Stephen A. Smith said he would never make things personal with anybody. Then he proceeded to make it personal with Kyrie Irving. Then he had a situation with Kevin Durant. So this is the type of individual, this is the 2 type of characteristics we're dealing with here. Right? This is the 2 type of characteristics. They both just do funny stuff, man. The 2 of them. And that's why the 2 of them don't see eye to eye. That's why the 2 of them don't see it. There's no like direct thing. Oh, let me say this to you directly. None of that. It's always, let me couch it this way. And Stephen A. Smith been sneak dissing LeBron for a very long time. LeBron James apparently been doing stuff behind the scenes about him a very long time. That's just how they are. If you listen to conversations from like, okay, Stephen A. Smith or Charles Barkley describing issues when he had with Kobe Bryant, Kobe ain't doing none of this weirdo. Oh, I'm gonna go around the corner. I'm gonna throw some pebbles at your feet behind the bush. He's not doing that. Kobe will call you directly. And he said it. After that situation with Kobe Bryant, when Charles Barkley said what Kobe did was selfish from refusing to shoot in that game 7, Kobe called him directly that night. And then after he called him, he came on his show and talked about it directly to his face. Same thing with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith will say something. Kobe will call him up direct. Yo, what up? Better. Straight to the point. Ain't no, oh, I heard what you said. I'm going to be scheming on you in the corner in the bathtub, sending text messages to my goons at 2 a.m. in the morning. Make sure you put some banana peels in front of his office, and when he walks out the car or whatever, he not doing none of that. But when you have these two type of individuals and this is how they move, this is what you get. You get these kind of antics. It's a circus show. And both of them are part of it. That's the reality of it. That's the reality. One likes to sneak dish you and dish you in the shadows. One will say something nice about you and then dish you in person, in public. This is how they move, man. This is how, and I think it's a match made in heaven. Stephen A. Smith talking about, I would never like to. He loved every second of it because he gave him an opportunity to go out there and discuss it. He loved every second of it. Every second of it. What Stephen A. Smith doesn't say doesn't matter and all of this stuff, but they hear everything that he said. They watch this dude every day. I don't know where these guys have the time to be turning on ESPN First Take and watching them but they watch everything that he says. So Stephen A. Smith is this, Stephen A. Smith is that, yet all of these guys watch him. All of them. So this don't surprise me at all. At all, at all, at all. This is just how they move, man. When you get two type of dudes that have these characteristics, this is what you get. A whole bunch of just nonsense and twerking and hollering and screaming and pouring honey all over each other's bellies and sparks flying. One's flying. Cups falling. Tables shaking. This is what you get. These are my thoughts on it, man. Expect more clown stuff from the two of these guys, and we catch you guys on the next show, and I'm out, man. Peace.